И снова здравствуйте, вы на канале Виетера, и мы продолжаем проходить такую игру, как Black Mirror. Предыдущая серия у нас закончилась довольно страшно. Служанка была убита, и она вроде как в подвале. Надо бы ее осмотреть, наверное.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her?
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
Да, но сначала нам нужно найти Агнуса.
Rory's not one for cleaning up after himself.
Пойдемте их найдем. Они все куда-то ушли. Ни дня, наверное, мы не проживем спокойно в этом доме. Они, наверное, все там.
If you'd just like to wait out here, sir.
I need to speak with Eddie.
The young master and her ladyship are otherwise detained.
Ну уж нет.
May I remind you, this is my house?
May I remind you that it is not yours yet?
Ты хочешь с этим поспорить?
Might as well try moving a mountain out of the way.
Ну ладно.
Fair enough. There's no doubt about his loyalty, nor with whom it lies. Mr. McKinnon, Angus, may I have the key to the cellar?
You may not, sir. As Mr. Harrison said, it will remain locked until the police arrive.
That's a fair point. I'm just concerned that some of the game in the cellar may have been caught illegally, poached by young Eddie there.
Well,
I'd be happy to get rid of the evidence. For Eddie to be found poaching on another family's estate could prove embarrassing.
you're barely part of this family, but you have a point.
I'm the new owner of the estate. I worry what people will say about it. About the family.
I think the dead maid will have them chatting already.
I do, and I don't think Lady Margaret would take kindly to any such embarrassment.
Upon reflection, removing the evidence may be the best course of action. Here you are, sir.
Какой противный тип.
Nobody in this house is particularly chatty. Not even when I have an actual question for them. There's no doubt about his loyalty.
Ладно, давайте тогда пока что осмотрим тело. Естественно, прятать мы ничего не будем. Я к этому делу не причастен. Меня интересует только тело. К которому мы, конечно, тоже не причастны, но все-таки. Эта служанка явно что-то знала, и она что-то хотела рассказать. Но кто мог об этом знать?
Good thing I found that map. He would have never given up the cellar key otherwise.
Сейчас хотя бы узнаем какие-нибудь подробности. Что же с ней произошло?
Her neck's been broken, and with some considerable force, it seems. Her necklace looks like gold, albeit a plain design. And it's missing any form of pendant.
Still, well beyond a maid's salary. It...
Where's that sudden draft coming from?
Это Эдди, что ли?
Mr. Gordon? Speak to me, please.
Not exactly the usual way to address the staff.
Как-то меня
David, can you
кроет.
hear me?
Тяжеловато это все делать.
Mr. Gordon, are you with me?
Сейчас загнусь.
Mr. Gordon? Speak to me, please.
Я не пойму, в какой момент надо это делать.
David, can you hear me?
Как-то я тыкаю и ничего.
Mr. Gordon, are you with me?
Это как будто он срывает с нее.
Mr. Gordon? Speak to me, please. David, can you hear me?
Что-то ничего не срабатывает.
Mr. Gordon, are you with me?
We're all here, sir. All down in the dark. We're... Something's coming. The attic, sir. She's in the attic.
What just happened? You look like you were in some kind of trance.
Perhaps the lack of sleep is affecting me.
Or the visions that you'd think me insane if I described them to you.
You need to learn to trust me. I am on your side, remember?
So you say, but I remember you locked my father up too. A tiger can't change its stripes.
Так, ну может быть то, что он сдернул, где-то
They
тут
seem to be a
валяется?
house full of carnivores.
Ugh, that's horrible.
You're not the one with your hand in it. French. I don't speak French.
I do. It says for Clara, forever yours. Who's Clara?
I don't know. Yet another relative, perhaps?
We should ask someone who's been around here for longer. How did you know it was there? The pendant, I mean.
If I told you, you wouldn't believe me.
A hunch. Eddie gave this to her. We should ask him to his face just what his relationship was with her.
This isn't another ghost story, is it?
Look, you wouldn't understand. I can't...
What I do understand is that we cannot accuse a man of murder without proof.
Но я пока что не собираюсь его обвинять.
The scene really did rip when she tried to get away from him.
Тут еще как будто высветится, но ничего сделать нельзя. Ну, наверное, тело мы осмотрели. Это самое важное, что для нас было. Давайте, наверное, возвращаться. Попробуем поговорить с этим Эдди. Мы точно знаем, что он там был. Надо узнать, что он скажет. Все-таки такая чокнутая у нас семейка тут.
If Eddie really gave her that pendant, he might be her killer, and I might not be losing my mind.
Mr. McKinnon, who is Clara?
The lady, Clara, young Eddie's late mother. A box with some of her belongings are kept in the library, as Master Eddie feels himself more a Gordon than a Mallory.
А давайте сначала в библиотеку сходим. Так мы побольше соберем информации. Она так медленно идет. Почему мне нельзя эту свечку взять? Вот куда она ушла? Так, мы не туда пришли. Опять я перепутал проходы. Не в ту сторону. Этого все так же нет. Когда же он вернется? Мы, кстати, тело осмотрели, что-нибудь скажешь?
Clara seems to be the name of Eddie's mother.
It's hardly an uncommon name. We need more proof for a grave accusation like this.
Мы как-то можем осмотреть этот стол?
The belongings of Eddie's mother.
Recognize that?
The necklace. Is that...
A young Eddie and his mother Clara.
Очень плохая фотография.
I regret to inform you that your husband, Corporal Victor Mallory, number 874511, was killed in action with the enemy on the day of the 14th of September in Ypres. Your husband was involved in an advance against enemy lines. While he and his fellow soldiers fell, the action was successful, and you can take comfort in knowing his sacrifice saved many lives. It was not possible to get his remains away, and he was buried in a soldier's grave. Please accept the condolences of all the company. Yours, Captain Arthur Jones, 4th Army.
Thank you for your last letter. My heart soars with every word of yours I read. I touch the ink and imagine your fingers are just inches from mine, that we can almost touch, that I can almost feel the warmth of your skin once more. Young Edward grows more like his father each day. You'd be amazed how he shares your looks. I long for the day that this terrible war is ended and you return home to us, so we can be a family once more. I shall write to you again soon. Know that until then you are always in our hearts. Your loving wife, Clara.
The date. She was writing this when the death notice arrived. Oh, the poor woman.
Не успела. Поэтому она тоже тут осталась. Ну ладно, наверное, пора уже поговорить с Эдди. Теперь мы знаем то, что это ожерелье имеет к нему отношение. Но, скорее всего, он все равно попробует как-нибудь вывернуться. Еще эта Маргарет там стоит.
Eddie, I need to ask you about the maid. About Elsa.
You didn't know her!
I know that you and her were... That is to say, I know you had feelings for her.
What? That's poppycock! You're as deranged as your father was!
David, really? You go too far with this behavior.
The police will be here soon. Would you not prefer to clear this up before they get here in case they link Eddie with a crime?
Now look here, young lady. How dare you speak?
That's enough. Eddie. You gave her this. It was your mother's.
I did. It was.
Eddie!
I was just trying to cheer her up. She has nothing, and I had no need of it. You know she sends... You know she sent most of her money home to her grandmother.
Как-то такая вроде бы семейная вещь, а он говорит, что она ему без надобности. Ему единственная мать оставила какую-то часть себя, а он ее, по сути, просто выбрасывает. Наверное, это, конечно, не мое дело, но как-то это неприятно выглядит. На мой взгляд.
Her clothing was ripped, as if someone was trying to force themselves upon her.
I would never have hurt her.
My little doe. Strange thing to call the help.
How? It was just harmless fun, that's all.
You're a worthless liar. You think she thought being pressed against a dead animal was harmless fun?
How do you know? It's true. Elsa and I would never have laid a finger on her. We were in love. I helped her with everything, even with her chores. Rose and...
That's quite enough. Eddie, you are obviously upset. And you are not helping, David. Angus, will you please take the young master upstairs?
As you say, Mum.
I think you have caused quite enough disruption here. We shall settle this heritage dilemma first thing tomorrow.
I don't think so. I have more questions now than ever. About my father, the maid, this whole damn house.
Have a care, David. Need I remind you of your father's temper?
I would never.
Given the current mental state of Master Eddie, who should be a part of the heritage considerations, any discussion on the topic would be futile at this point. Would you not agree?
Thank you, Leah. Maybe it's a good thing you're here after all.
Impudent brats!
Ох, как завелась-то.
What's going on?
Did you notice when Margaret got angry?
When Eddie mentioned... What was it? Chores involving a rose. What... What does that mean?
Something about the garden, perhaps? We could ask Rory. Or is it about the attic? Oh, I wonder. Whatever it is, it's something she doesn't want us to know.
The attic?
I saw the maid coming down the stairs with a tray. But there's nothing up there but an empty room.
Interesting.
Ну да, все-таки интересно, для чего она туда ходила. Доступ туда явно есть. И мы там не были. И я думаю, было бы неплохо туда сходить. Но сначала мы отправимся к Рори. Он у нас должен быть где-то в саду. Так, а это нам надо как? Это нам, наверное, надо через главный зал, где там всякие трофеи. Вот, честно говоря, как бы вот этот Эдди бедным не прикидывался, даже если он не убийца. Мне почему-то его не жалко. Вот этот Эдди, Ангус, Маргарет, вот они какие-то неприятные. Еще этот адвокат тоже непонятно где. Он как-то очень мало появляется.
What is it? I'll get you back.
Stop monkeying around. Come with me.
I'll come inside in a bit. Don't go. Can I just have a few
It's
more
not a request, Carol.
Don't worry. I'll be fine.
What's happening to me?
David? Is everything all right?
We should make haste.
Чё-то прям дед какой-то неприятный человек был в нашей семье. Вот с этим домом явно происходит какое-то дерьмо. И как мне кажется, это именно из-за деда. И отец вроде как пытался разобраться как-то в оккультизме. То есть, значит, как-то все вот то дерьмо, что тут творится, похоже, что как-то связано с оккультизмом. Рори.
Maybe once I found out what really happened to Father here, I can finally talk to my family and staff about some lighter topics.
You see? The necklace was his mother's. He gave it to the maid. The maid!
You're right. We need to speak to him about this. But how could you know this? I can't help you if you don't tell me.
Cousin Eddie might be a murderer. How I draw my conclusions can wait for now.
В смысле, подождите. А как мы можем узнать больше об утонувшей женщине? Опять туда идти? Может, тут, конечно, ночью как-то все меняется.
I have to thank you again for coming to my aid in there.
I'm glad I found you in time. Thankfully, Mr. Harrison had made an educated guess as to your whereabouts.
Так мы туда больше не войдем? Как-то не очень понятно. Может быть, нам тогда к воде сходить? Как еще мы можем узнать о ней больше? Об утонувшей женщине. Я хотел с Рори поговорить, если честно.
Nobody in this house is particularly chatty, not even when I have an actual question for them. Maybe once I find out what really happened to Father here, I can finally talk to my family and staff about some lighter topics.
А то есть у нас нету сейчас тем, да? Все-таки вот тут вот игра очень красиво выглядит. Особенно ночью. Под светом луны.
Oh, stunning. How curious. Come and look at this.
Я надеюсь, ты не древний могил нашла?
They form a clear circle.
This can't be a fluke.
Well, looks like one of the stones is missing.
A heavy enough stone to weigh yourself down with. Something's carved into each one. I've never seen a rose like this before.
I have. The gardener, Rory. He brought some down from the glass house.
Ты ее взял? Кстати, подвеска.
The maid could never have afforded this. This is a trinket of the rich, not a servant.
Как мне кажется, симпатично выглядит. Синий такой с серебром. Так, ладно. Значит, розочку мы нашли. Теперь мы, наверное, можем спросить по этому поводу Рори, да? Давай, Рори.
There are some strange markings carved into the stones on the shore.
Runes, aye. I'm old-fashioned, I suppose. Still hold to the old ways.
Superstitions don't gain validity just by being believed in for a long time.
I'd watch that. Your precious science doesn't have all the answers, lassie.
Вот, честно говоря, Рори пока что единственный, кто мне нравится из всей этой чокнутой семейки.
That's an unusual looking rose. I noticed one lying by the side of the loch.
Aye, that's been me. A flower for the flower of Scahandu, Cecilia.
My aunt? They're for her.
I grew 'em for her. She loved the roses, did Cecilia. No the red ones, though. Made her think of blood, ye ken.
Forgive me, but wouldn't it be more fitting to place them on her grave?
Why, she's no there, is she, laddie? That's not where she rests. And I don't much stand by your modern god.
Rory, what happened to her? What happened to Cecilia?
I'm not in the mood to open old wounds, laddie.
May I have some of the roses, Rory? I'd like to place them on Cecilia's grave.
What's she to you? You didn't ken her.
No, I didn't. But she's family. And besides, Father always spoke fondly of her. He would even smile as he talked about playing in the gardens with her as a child.
He did he? Aye, well, that's good to ken. I should have some left in the glass house.
Мы, кстати, там еще не были вроде.
I'll speak to you later, Rory.
Aye, I'm sure you will, laddie.
Ладно, давайте туда зайдем.
Sorry, lassie, but you can't go in. It's for family only.
Just hold on a moment.
No, it's okay. I quite understand. You go ahead, and I'll wait here for you, if I must.
Aye, you must.
В такую позу еще встала.
I know, it doesn't look like I have green fingers.
Ну давайте посмотрим, что тут интересного.
Looking to break some more locks, laddie.
А ты уже знаешь, да? Протрепался тебе Маргарет.
Are these...
Aye, Cecilia's roses.
They're beautiful.
I like to think so.
But they seem to be the only thing that grows here. These are dead as dodos.
Hard to raise anything beautiful here, ever since Cecilia's gone.
Can you tell me about Cecilia? What was she like?
She was a lovely lassie, but she had more than her share of troubles.
Grandfather Edward.
You ken well enough, son.
You said she wasn't in her grave.
Aye, that I did, that I did.
Did she drown?
She did. Killed herself. Her body was never found. Now all I have of her is my memories. And they're not what they were. And this.
И самое главное с розами.
That is exquisite. Cecilia made this.
She made it, aye. For me. Girl must have cut her fingers 100 times doing it. On the thorns, ye ken.
Опять воспоминания. Наверное, когда-то очень красивое это место было.
You are unworthy of the name Gordon.
Get away from her, you coward!
Кошмар, что он творит? Кошмар. Я же вроде отошел.
Sorry, lassie, but you can't go in.
Just hold on a moment.
No, it's okay. I quite understand. You go ahead, and I'll wait here for you, if I must.
Aye, you must.
Ну, как я и думал, мы еще помереть можем от этого дерьма. Мне казалось то, что я отошел.
I know, it doesn't look like I have green fingers.
Ладно, тогда сейчас по-быстренькому потыкаемся на это же.
The beauty. These are. Can you tell me about?
Yeah.
That is exquisite. Cecilia made this.
She made it, aye. For me. Girl must have cut her fingers 100 times doing it. On the thorns, ye ken.
You are unworthy of the name Gordon.
Get away from her, you coward!
Так, аккуратней. Он в кого-то как будто ножницы кидает.
The saboteurs Edward used. They ended up in this corner.
Как-то сбросилась.
Get lost!
You monster!
Who is that old woman? It takes courage to confront Edward like that.
They lied to me.
Who did?
All of them.
Ух ты ж срань. Как-то нас кроет. По-страшному. Да чтоб тебе. Ну давай.
What just happened?
I could ask you the same thing. You started to talk to yourself. And then you were throwing your arms about like you were fighting something. I couldn't see what. You started bawling and the lassie came in to see what was going on. She tried to settle you, but you just went for her.
I saw an old lady. She wore a long, flowing dress. Her voice was strong, determined.
Sounds like Rosemary. She was Lady Margaret's mother.
Was Cecilia not able to have children? Did that anger Grandfather Edward?
Maybe you can see well enough too, son. Maybe you can. It wasn't her, it was her husband. He was the bother. Couldn't, you ken?
I think so, yes.
Aye, well, Edward blamed Cecilia for it. For picking the wrong man for her mate. You'll be fine, laddie. You just need some fresh air. This place can get to you.
Да, лучше отсюда, правда, тогда уйти.
I need to know if there's proof to what I saw.
Это еще доказательства хочешь?
The secateurs should be... Here they are. How could I know? This seems awfully accurate for a forgotten memory. The crack is right there. Edward was furious. Seems like him and great-grandmother Rose didn't see eye to eye.
Ну, теперь нам надо поговорить с Маргарет. Ножниц-то нам хватит.
Trust your instincts, laddie.
Так я и делаю.
David, are you all right?
Ну, я тебя чуть не убил. Тебя как бы не смущает это?
Am I all right? I should be asking you. I'm so sorry I hurt you. I don't know what happened.
Don't worry. I faced much worse in the asylum.
She's tough. I don't think it's possible to face her. Sorry again.
Maybe don't leave me outside like a naughty puppy next time.
Yes, quite. I feel like the madness that runs through this family, through these walls, is starting to seep into me too.
I can help you, but you need to open up. You need to start talking to me.
You would not believe me if I told you.
Stubborn, just like your father.
Да нет, просто это твоя профессия влияет.
I think that Edward may be responsible for the death of my Aunt Cecilia. Not directly. She drowned herself in the loch. I think that Edward drove her to it.
Old families usually have a skeleton or two in the cupboard.
Yes, but my family has a graveyard full. Whatever secret this family is hiding, it's costing lives. Cecilia, the maid, my father. We have to put a stop to this. We need to find out what happened to the maid tonight.
What is it, David?
I have to see.
David, wait!
Так, что-то интересное. У тебя свечка упадет сейчас.
You have to start confiding in me, David. What are you seeing?
I can see echoes. Memories of those who lived here. I see my father as a young boy. He's trying to communicate with me.
Perhaps you visited here as a child. Maybe you're remembering stories your father told you of this place when you were young.
You see? I said you wouldn't believe me.
I know what I saw, and I know I will find out what's going on here. What they are hiding from me.
We will. Together.
So?
So, we focus on the facts as we know them.
Go on.
You saw the maid's body. Her neck was broken. That was the work of a human, not a ghost, yes?
I suppose so, yes.
Lady Margaret knows more than she's saying, that's for sure.
Godspeed getting anything out of that old hag.
No, I know. But Eddie might be an easier option.
Yes. Yes, we need to find him. And make sure Margaret isn't there to interrupt.
I believe she's already gone to bed, but I'll check. You go find Eddie.
Значит, займемся Эдди. Так, наш отец показывал, что куда-то наверх.
Well, that's clear enough.
Вот он сейчас стоял, у него прям очень хорошо был виден шрам. Ну, когда как призрак появлялся, это еще не было так заметно.
Well, hello, my dear Elsa. Oh, Sir Edward, you look very handsome today.
Eddie?
Why, thank you. You're as beautiful as ever, my little doll. Oh, mwah, mwah.
Папа Лыл.
Self-made dolls. Ugh. The stuff of nightmares. Eddie, can you hear me? What can you tell me about great-grandmother Rose? What did Elsa have to do? Eddie!
Жутковато это выглядело. Ну и что с этим крестом?
What do you see here, Eddie?
You'll be quite safe, the little rabbit said to his brothers and sisters. The fox is fast asleep, so the rabbits tiptoed past. But the fox was sly. He wasn't asleep at all. He opened his yellow eyes.
I've warned you before to mind your place. This will be the last time you defy me.
О,
The eyes of the fox, they shone with cruel light as he punched on the rabbits and ate them all one by one. It was only then he went to sleep, his tummy full, his heart content.
да. Как я и говорил, все дерьмо, наверное, из-за него началось.
I wonder what's on the other side. Is there... no, can't see a switch or lever. I guess not all castles are like Edgar Allan Poe used to describe them.
Но там, кстати, вот можно присмотреться, что идет свет оттуда. Значит, туда как-то можно попасть. Там какая-то комната. Как же туда попасть?
secret passage.
What do you think you're doing?
That won't be long, I hope. Look after Eddie.
Я надеюсь, мы выберемся живыми.
Just a little further.
Крысы бегают.
Damn it!
Не хватало еще помереть тут.
That's it. Open wide. Good, good.
I don't want any.
That's all right, dear. Did I tell you that John's son David has arrived? He's as bothersome as his father. Not worthy of this place. Poor Angus will never recover from the sight of John's charred remains. Selfish, selfish man.
Please. Don't.
I do not enjoy this, as you well know, but you brought it on yourself. Your son was a good man. You should not have defied him.
Ах ты, сучка старая. Мы еще поговорим об этом.
Rosemary. Oh my god. She's barely skin and bones. How is she still alive?
I found the hidden switch. It was in the bookcase.
You scared me half to death.
Well, you will insist on wandering off without telling me where you're going, and I just managed to avoid Lady Margaret when... Jesus God!
Big and heavy, but it's seen better days. Just how long has she been chained to this bed?
Удивительно, что она еще жива.
Rose? Rosemary? Can you hear me?
Но более-менее она
I
реагирует
saw
еще.
this.
In a vision.
Edward beat her with it. Used it to cripple the poor woman.
Oh my God. And he hung it there to remind her every day. Take it down.
You're sure?
Do it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ну вон она еще реагирует, она, то есть, понимает ситуацию. Все не так критично, как могло бы быть. Так, и, наверное, нам теперь надо к Маргарет, да?
Rose?
Where are you going? We can't leave her like this.
А что ж делать-то? А, надо сломать как-то. Давай, ломай. Получилось?
Rosemary, I'm David. John's son. Your great-grandson.
Here, try this. No, like this. Gently.
Who did this to you?
Edward. I was bad. I disobeyed.
Disobeyed? How did you disobey?
Cecilia. I tried to stop him. Stop what he was doing.
What was he doing, Rosemary?
Should not have disobeyed. Not disturb him in the old wing. Never talk back.
Rose! Rose! What did he do to Cecilia?
I don't think you'll get anything more out of her. Poor woman. Come on, Lady Rosemary. We'll get you out of here.
No!
We can get you somewhere safe.
I'm safe here, in this room. Safe from the Black Mirror.
The Black Mirror. Margaret has a lot to explain.
Ну, пойдемте разговаривать с этой гадиной.
I think we need to have words with her ladyship. Margaret, we need to talk about...
Lady Margaret, if you please.
Засунь свою леди, знаешь
Never
куда?
mind that. What the hell are you doing with Rosemary?
You're one to talk. You're just like your father, leaving nothing but fear and misery in your wake.
What in God's name are you talking about?
You spoke to young Eddie, did you not? Now he's convinced everyone is trying to kill him. He has taken poor Andrew hostage and is threatening his life.
Where is he?
He's taken him to the old wing, and he is armed.
I'll go. I can talk to him.
You will not. You two have caused quite enough trouble already.
We? How dare you, when you continue to worship Edward, even though he drove poor Cecilia to drown herself?
I will not allow you to...
To what? To speak the truth? To say that Edward...
He never touched her! You come here, and you...
No, you. You are the one in the wrong here. You know more than you're saying, and we both know it. There's something in this place. An evil that has plagued our family for generations. Instead of blaming others, maybe you should look closer to home for the cause of your misfortune.
You know nothing. What I did, what I do, everything is for this family. How can you possibly understand?
Все так говорят.
Please, my lady, we can discuss this later. Miss Farber, you need to speak to Master Eddie.
Take us to him.
This way. Have a care in the old wing. It isn't used, and for good reason. A section of wall fell into the sea some years back, and the rest is falling to ruin.
Так вот почему оно было так заперто.
Over there, sir.
Eddie?
No! No! They're after me! All of them! Trying to kill me! No! Please help!
Eddie, look at me, Eddie, just at me. It's going to be all right.
Stay back here. I'll try to reason with him.
You will not. This is what I do.
А мне что делать?
Eddie? Talk to me, Eddie. Tell me what's troubling you.
Troubling me? He is! And David! They all are!
They all are what, Eddie?
Accusing me! They think I killed her!
The maid, you mean?
But I didn't! I didn't!
Oh, deep and wide.
I believe you, Eddie. I believe
might
you.
make it, but Eddie would see me. I might panic him. Oh, she's good. She's keeping him distracted. But I'm not sure she can talk him into dropping the gun. He seems too far gone for that.
Так, ну если мы пойдем, он, наверное, начнет стрелять. А я как-то других вариантов-то не вижу. А, вот есть вариант. Так, подожди. А у нас тут что вообще?
What are you doing? One more step and I kill him!
Ладно, ладно. Чертов псих.
He can't see me from here. This might be a way across.
Вот тем, что он взял пистолет и взял человека в заложники, это по сути еще больше вызывает подозрения в его сторону. Вот он на что надеется?
Steady now.
Куда мы лезем? Тут вот запросто помереть можно. Вот представляешь, если ты сейчас туда упадешь? Ну, конечно. Давай.
Please, please let me go! Why should I? You liar! Liar! I'm not! Please, I'm not! Of course you are! You're a lawyer! You think I couldn't hear you? Whispering about abducting me, accusing me of murder! Come here!
Bloody fool.
Ну, теперь он ее схватил. Я вижу арбалет.
Seems intact. Now for some ammunition.
Тут вот, кажется, есть один болт.
Bits of bone. Should work if I'm careful. Let's hope this doesn't snap under the strain.
Leave me alone! I told you, leave me alone!
Eddie, stop!
Get them off me! Get them off!
You okay?
Hold still, you bastard!
Вот это плохая идея.
Andrew! Andrew, no!
David? David?
What? What happened?
Relax. Everything's fine.
Fine. Are you out of your mind? Oh, please, contain yourself, Andrew.
I most certainly will not. And I'm not spending another moment in this madhouse. I will fetch the police from the village immediately.
I don't think that would be wise, sir.
Are you threatening me?
Perish the thought, sir. I'm merely pointing out the folly of driving these roads in the dark.
And besides, we may need the car if Eddie's condition worsens.
The insane brat can jump off the roof for all I care. I, for one, will rather risk my life out there than in here.
Leave then. And before you even think of telling anyone what happened here, just remember who you are dealing with. And yes, you may consider that a threat. Angus, kindly help me with young Eddie.
Careful now, just take it slowly. I'm sorry I didn't believe you.
Science took a beating tonight.
After seeing what happened here, I think even Dr. Freud would agree with you.
The mirror. I think it's some kind of dark force, an ancient evil summoned by the druids.
And they lost control over it.
I believe they never had control.
I need to check up on Eddie and make sure he's all right.
Have you forgotten that he tried to kill you?
So, I'll be careful then. He's a person in need, no matter what he did.
My father tried to destroy the mirror, to end the evil, but he failed. Now he's trapped in there.
Are you talking about his soul?
If that's what you want to call it. All I know is... we have to find a way to free him. Edward knew of the mirror. He may have even understood its power.
So we know what it is, but not where.
It's underground. Somewhere. Reaching it, well, that's the real conundrum.
And how not to end up like your father.
This is Edward's lair. And Margaret was none too eager on us prying.
So we should pry.
Indeed.
Да, разнюхивать это, конечно, интересная идея. Но давайте мы ею займемся уже в следующей серии. Я думаю, пока что достаточно. Я рад, что в этой серии хотя бы никто не помер. Ну а что будет дальше, мы узнаем в следующей серии. Всем спасибо за просмотр и всем пока.